He's a completely different person with a completely different life experience. He has a family that is with his father and his mother and his uncle. He's supported, which is unusual for a superhero.
But for Spider-Man.
Especially for Spider-Man. And in the end, he's going through the same experience Peter Parker went through 50 years ago or 10 years ago, depending on what universe you're in. And that afforded us, as you just saw, a lot of freedom with how we share that with you.
You can look at it as the story of a young person who feels they're different, feels they're alone, is having challenges, and something happens to them that awakens them to having to discover who they actually are. And in doing that, he enters a wider world and sees that there are many other people who have something very much in common with him. So he finds a sort of brotherhood.
We all had the same question when we started, which was, why should there be another Spider-Man movie? And what we quickly determined was that if we were to, for all of us, if we were to make another Spider-Man movie, it has to look and feel unlike anything anyone has seen. And that's at least what we were trying to do. And what we learned quickly was that that's really hard to do. Yeah, so the first year and a half of development of the movie was just trying to figure out, first of all, what it might look like, and then trying to figure out how we would do that, because there were no...
Comment on allait le faire?
Yeah, there were no computer programs or algorithms. There was no way to actually make what we thought we might want to make. Or the first year and a half of the movie was spent making basically 2 seconds of footage.
Well, the Spider-Verse, as most of you probably know, refers to the idea that there are multiple parallel universes where things are slightly different in each universe, and obviously in each one of these universes there is a slightly different version of Spider-Man.
We ended up narratively using the multiverse, the Spider-Verse, as a way to bring other characters into Miles' world, as you just saw, and really help him with his origin story, with overcoming sort of the fear and the anxieties of trying to pick up where Peter Parker left off.
So first of all, Sarah and Ryan, were consulting on this movie, and they actually drew original artwork that's in the movie.
They created Miles Morales in 2011, after Barack Obama had been elected president of the United States. And I think, what they were doing is just making a point that that we've lived with this mythology of Spider-Man for so long, and Peter Parker as the one and only Spider-Man, that there could be a multiracial, a diverse version of Spider-Man. Yeah, and when you walk around when you walk around Paris or New York or any city in this world, diversity is everywhere. It's even here, So I think what we were doing was just representing what's out there today.
We have a version of the Kingpin story in this movie that's central to what goes on, and I think the Kingpin in a way represents almost the opposite of what a character like Miles or Peter represents.
Because he doesn't have a family.
Well, or the idea that with Spider-Man with great power, you need great responsibility. The Kingpin's almost the opposite of that.